Just for sake of purpose, welcome to CE 153. Um, Sorry for this glitch. So let me just a little bit talk more about what's the learning objective. Again, in this class, we're going to learn about, you learn about instructor, which is me, and also the teaching assistants. Many of them are joining now. So they will also introduce about themselves and their interest. We'll also learn what different student or what different majors you have so that you have an idea how diverse this class is. And then also you learn about the different impact of this class. Particularly, it's not just taking a class and getting a grade. It's also there are many other benefits. We'll go over that. Then also we'll explain about syllabus as well as some of the refresher topics that will be pre-recorded and share with you after this class on basic chemistry, physics, and biology and mathematics. So again, I don't expect that all of you should have a in-depth knowledge about chemistry or biology or calculus, but I know that many of all of you have taken these courses either in high school as well as in first year college. So this will be most like a refresher course on this particular topic. So in terms of chemistry, I expect that you should interpret units. You should know how to understand those units as well as understanding the reaction chemistry or the reaction stoichiometry or how to interpret that. Uh, and then also you'll be able to understand biological growth rate, metabolism. Because when you think of environments, we are going to clean up environment when there is a pollutions, and that cleanup happens because of a lot of microorganisms. So we need to make sure that that's the one you understand. And calculus, I expect you to understand ordinary differential equation, mostly linear differential, just one form of variable equations. So let me just explain a little bit more about us as me. Um, so I'm your instructor. My name is written here. You all know. I'm assistant professor in civil and environmental engineering department. I've been here for last 4 years. The first year I didn't teach this course, but after that I have been teaching this course. So this is going to be my fourth year teaching this particular course. So a little bit about myself. I grew up as a farmer, and then because of that, I have a lot of interest in basically environment. Then my background was physics, so I did my undergrad in physics in India, as well as a master degree in India in physics. After that, I switched major because I was not really feeling like connected with physics. I want to do something that I can see or feel. So I changed to environmental engineering. So many of you, I know it might be relevant that you were not sure what major you want to be or what career you want to pursue. My suggestion is don't worry. Just think of and enjoy your time here in as an undergrad, and see your how you feel about it, and then eventually you'll change whatever you like. So it's never late to change if you are not interested in particular topic. I personally changed after my master's, so it was the best decision I made. Um, so that's me, and as you can see, I always really like to work outside. So this is the middle pictures is me with one of my master students going to dig soils for some of our research. And I'll talk a little bit more about my research. But again, I just want to highlight that I have a toddler at home. I'm working full time here inside home, and as well as taking care of my son because my wife works outside. So there may be sometimes interruptions. So I'm sorry for that, but I don't think it will. Um, I don't think it will interrupt your learning. Maybe it is a refresher for sometimes if you get bored. Again, I have some, this is my lab. These are all grad students at the bottom you see in the pictures. If you want to learn more about what I do, you can go to the link at the bottom over here. So that's the link. You can go there and you'll learn about all the students in my lab as well as the research we do. And in fact, four of the students, Vera is here, this Renan, this Mariam, Fanes. So they are your four THs. So we'll introduce them soon. Again, as I said before, my experience as a farmer helped shape my career choice, as well as how I grow up. You can see at the bottom pictures. That's the city I grew up. You can see there are a lot of plastic trash in the open sewer channel, and that's where I grew up. If you can see that it's very highly polluted, and I didn't know any better ways to do it. But I have seen movies that how the clean the cities can be. Then I thought, why we can do that same way. So always I had some interest. So when I start working as an environmental engineer, it does connect me to the how I grew up. And so why I teach this course? This course I teach for multiple reasons. Number one, I'm obviously very passionate about environmental engineering or environmental science. But also there are other rewards or selfish interest I have. The first one is I get to connect with many students. This is a class, as you see, there are more than 200 students enroll in this course, and there is no other course in civil engineering where we have that many students in a very specialized topic, environmental engineering, and it also benefits in a different ways because you guys ask very important or insightful questions, something we overlooked, and so those really help me grow as a researcher. And then at the same time I also get to see many of you, and many of you are interested in this kind of research, so you guys come to me, ask to see if there is any research opportunity. So I get to hire many of you for my future research. So in fact, if you see, one of the couple of students I'll introduce, they're all coming from CE 153. So I have vested interest to have those students. So hopefully some of you will join some point in my lab as a research if you feel like this is something interesting for you. And again, I get to connect with you for lifelong. So that's why I put my LinkedIn account here. Feel free to connect with me. The reason I say is I love to know how you grow beyond this class. Anytime if you need any kind of help that I can help. I'll be happy to help. Again, this is my fourth time teaching this course. My hope is that I'll continue teaching for as many years here. And then this is not the only class I teach. I teach other classes. In spring or winter, I teach C164, which is how to manage waste, sustainable waste management. That's the concept. What you'll learn in that class is more about take the solid waste and convert them into a resource, or take the liquid waste like storm water, recycled water, or wastewater, and takes resource out of them so that we can clean the environment in a better way. And then the third class, which is in spring, which is C153, 159, or 259. The reason there are two courses there is because this is a core taught to grad students. So C259 is a grad student courses. So you'll all sit in the same class. They will do a little bit differently, not so much, but that's more about green infrastructures, how to design this stormwater treatment system that helps people connect with you, connect with the nature. So again, as you see, most of the class that I teach related to sustainability. So this is the concept of what I teach in these three courses. So again, the C153, which is this course, is a prerequisite for other two other courses. So if you take this course, by default, you can enroll to other two classes. The reason this is a prerequisite is because you learn some basic concept of environmental engineering. Those will help you do well in those courses. So again, just to show why this is relevant for this particular Los Angeles, is if you see many cities are designed in a way uh, one-way traffic, in the sense if you have materials or resource coming in to a city. Imagine this is Los Angeles, and all water we export from LA rivers as well as Northern California. We also get materials, food, everything to sustain the city, and then we create waste, and we dump those wastewater, we treat them and dump into ocean. We have solid waste, we dump into landfill. So this cannot continue forever. At some point, we'll run out of resource. So the way to handle this kind of unsustainable growth is to recycle some of the materials. For instance, you'll recycle wastewater or stormwater and reuse them again. Same thing, you get the materials that you normally waste and create some resource. And that's what exactly my research is about. And also some other things you learn this class. I said that some of the materials you could recycle. This picture shows two materials normally we waste. The very first here, that's rust iron. So all the rust iron you see outside can be a valuable resource to clean water. On the second side here, this is any kind of wood mass or any kind of biomass that you normally waste. You can char them and make as filter materials. And all those goes to the soil. You can add those as amendments, and then it can clean stormwater as well as recycle water. So as you see, our research is very much integrating a different type of waste to create valuable products. All right, so that's all. Any question? All right, so now we'll learn a little bit about teaching assistants. So what I'll do is I will introduce them overall. So these numbers are probably incorrect. So I'll update that because this is from last year. They are the same TA who taught this class last year, so they are very experienced. They are very welcoming, and don't take my word for it. Let's hear from them. The first one I like to introduce Renan Valenkas. He's my PhD student. He's here for a few years. Renan, are you here?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Can you hear me well?
I hear you.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm Renan. I'm a starting my fourth year of PhD at UCLA, starting in 2017. Got my master's in environmental engineering at UCLA, and I have an undergrad in chemical engineering. So I have a lot of chemistry background, and I like that part that can be applied into environmental engineering. A little bit about myself. I'm from Brazil, as you can see in this upper picture. That's Rio de Janeiro. It's a city in Brazil. It's a big city, and you can see a lot of nature there. So I like a lot of nature because I grew up in the middle of the nature. I'm not from Rio de Janeiro, but I love that city. I also have a corgi, a dog, as you can see in that picture. He was pretty young, and he usually, when I was teaching this last year, this is my second time teaching or being a TA in this course, and Charlie, my dog, would be in the office hours all the time, so people would really enjoy coming to the office hours, but unfortunately, we're not having office hours in person anymore, but he's always around here in the house, so sometimes you can hear him barking or just saying hi. And a few fun facts about myself. I live in Italy. I speak Italian. I spent a year during my undergrad studying in Italy, where I specialized in environmental engineering. I love to cook, mainly Italian food. You cannot really go wrong with carbs and cheese. And I surf almost every day. I really enjoy surfing, going out in the water at like 6 a.m. and starting the day the right way and just being, full of energy throughout the day. And I love cortado. I don't know if you guys are fans of coffee, but I love cafe cortado, and I've been improving my skills making my own cortado during the quarantine at home. So I more towards academic now. I have a chemistry background, so anything about chemistry or even biology, because I work a lot with biology as well. I'm really interested in any chemistry background. In my PhD at UCLA, I'm working with resiliency of stormwater treatment systems and how to work with that and make the stormwater treatment system more resilient to the environment. I also work with water and soil remediation utilizing fungi and electrochemical methods. So that's my biology and electrochemistry background there. I also love working with data. I like creating new things, how to look at the data. So I really enjoy that as well. My discussion sessions are on Monday from 9 to 9:50 a.m. We didn't have any discussion section today because this is the first class. And I'll still announce what's going to be the office hours, but I'm very flexible with my hours. Please email me if you need any help, and I can hop on a call on Zoom or anywhere. And that's my website. It's appearing to the right. You can find all of my projects there, my email, my contacts, and everything else. So please feel free to, reach out to me whenever you need anything. Thank you.
Thanks, Renan. And we have second here with Vera. She joined 2 years ago. This is our second year as a PhD students. Vera, are you here?
Yeah, hi. Hi, everyone. So my name is Vera. I'm from Russia, and my background is I got my degree in chemical engineering from UC San Diego in 2017, and then I got my MS from Columbia in chemical engineering also, and where I did more electrochemical research. And then I'm currently a second year PhD student in environmental engineering. I'm going to be doing, it's the second time I'm taking this class, and I'm doing a discussion at 9 a.m. on Wednesdays. I don't think, Sanjay, there's no discussion this Wednesday, right?
Not this Wednesday.
So it's going to start next week for Wednesday discussion. And my expertise, I'm working more with microplastics. And since Professor Mohanty is more interested in biofilters and subsurface environments, we are looking at microplastics in soils and in freshwater and how they interact. Like if there's microplastic in stormwater, what will happen when they end up in biofilters and what impact it will have on a biofilter microbiome and surface chemistry and how deep they will penetrate, things like that. So that's like my first 2-year project. And I do a bunch of data analysis and visualization using R for our papers and just for fun. And I think in future, my PhD will go more electrochemical route. So it will look more about like surface properties of microplastics and like electrochemical level. And fun facts about me, I have 2 adorable cats. They're named Rigo and Lila. They're super cute and they're around 2 years old. They're still really adorable. I'll probably show them to you in like TA hours because they're fun. I never brought them to office hours before because they're cats, but it's fine. And I love outdoors and all sorts of fun sports. I like going to nature. It's kind of really fun. Like going a lot of hiking during quarantine. I can't wait for winter to start so we can go skiing. So yeah, I kind of pretty much down for anything, and I love traveling. Since I'm from Russia, I did a lot of traveling in Europe, and I'm doing more traveling right now in America. So pretty much it.
Thanks, Vera. And then Mariam. Mariam is one of the most experienced TA, and she actually done very well as a TA in previous class. That's how I ended up hiring her when I hired her. So Mariam, are you here?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. This is Mariam, and this is, as Dr. Mohanty said, this is my 5th time, and for sure it's going to be the last time that I'm going to be TA for this class. Last year, we mentioned that maybe this is the last year, but I ended up to be TA this quarter as well. But for sure, this is going to be the last time TAing for this class. This is the 5th time I have been TA in other departments as well for the other courses. I did my bachelor degree. I was born and raised in Tehran, Iran. And I did my bachelor degree back then, and I got my first master degree there in the civil engineering. But then when I moved to United States and I started getting my master studies here at UCLA, I got my second master degree, and then right now I'm the PhD candidate in Dr. Mohanty's group. And like others, I have been working on biofilter design and stormwater treatment. I worked with heavy metals, so we were interested to see if we can remove heavy metal from stormwater using different designs for the biofilters. I worked on antibiotic resistance genes, and as well as we were trying to see if we can remove them from the biofilters. So some fun facts about me: I'm a mom to a 1-year-old son, so he keeps me busy all day long. And I love to travel. I have been traveling in Europe and in Canada, US. And when not traveling, when I'm at home, I can find my heaven when I have a book and when I have a warm tea, piece of chocolate, and probably a little bit of rain outside. So it is very satisfying, relaxing, and uplifting for me. And about the expertise, I have experience designing reinforced concrete and steel structure buildings, residential buildings. I have been working on the assessment of environmental assessment, risk assessment and environmental impacts for different projects. And within past 4 or 5 years, I have been working on a stormwater and gray water biofilter design. So my session will be on Fridays afternoon, 4 to 5. And I believe we're gonna have the first session this week. I'm gonna announce the office hours as well, but again, I'm available via email or Zoom call whenever you need my help. So I honestly, I have very, very good experience being TA, working with undergrad, either in the lab or either in the class. So just feel free to contact me if you have any question regarding the course or even about the major. I'm working with Dr. Mohanty's group.
Thanks, Mariam. Mariam, I thought you like coffee more than tea, but you wrote a tea here.
I love both of them. Honestly, within past 2 years, I tried to like pick up a tea more.
Okay, well, I like tea more than coffee. All right, so final, Anesh. Anesh is another PhD student. So they are all my PhD students, by the way. So Anesh, you can introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Anesh. Like Sanjay, even I'm from India, from Assam in India, and the center picture is a place near my home. And I'm also here in my traditional clothes. So I did my my bachelor's degree in India. Then I came to UCLA to do my master's, and now I'm doing my PhD out here. And this is the third time I'm being a TA in this class, and I'm the designated guy who's ruining your Friday evenings by keeping my discussion sessions at Friday 5 to 5:50. And so other than teaching, I do research. Mostly right now, what I'm working on is I'm trying to be a pathologist, but not for humans, but for biofilters. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the particulate matter or like any solids that are released by biofilters, and I'm using them to study what's wrong with the biofilter, so that I can study the biofilters main working mechanisms by not exactly taking samples from the biofilter. So I got this idea when I was working on perfluoroalkyl substances during my master's thesis. Not as a thesis, but I was working during my master's on PFAS substances. I realized that these compounds can actually stick to the particulate matter in the soils. And from them, I got the idea for using that particulate matter from biofilters as a pathologist. And enough about sciencey stuff. Fun facts about me is the first part is fun for me, not for the others, because I'm the designated wallflower at the parties, and Vera can attest to that. She sometimes get worried that I'm not enjoying my time, but I'm telling you, I love and staying away from everyone. Other than that, I love reading fantasy novels and also playing fantasy like sci-fi RPGs. And staying at home this whole Corona time, I have become very good at cooking food, especially states like food from my state, and especially tea. So anytime when this Corona is all over, maybe I can cook some tea or some food for you guys. So yeah, that's it.
Unless you can't cook for 200 people.
That's true. But they won't come at once. Sometimes when they come. Hopefully.
So again, the whole reason I put this one here is because I think, Zoom, this is an unusual time. Normally you get to meet all these students as well as get to know each other. But now we have to do everything by Zoom. So please attend all these discussion sessions and talk to them. They are always interested in to answer any question you may have. So don't feel like you are alone. All right, so now question is, who are you now? Because you are all students, but this is the distributions. As of today, we have 217 students enrolled from 20 different majors. Majority of them are civil engineers, 123 students, that's the left side. This is 2020, and this is 2019, just for a comparison. Environmental science is the second, the most students the second most students. So 55 students from them. Then we have chemical engineering, other engineering departments, and sometimes we have also students from at least one department. I forgot to mention one other department. I saw 20, but there is 19 here. I could not find that in the list, but I know that I'm missing one. The point here is that you are all coming from a diverse background, and that's kind of also represent what environmental engineering is all about. It's not just about there is a topic that's associated with environmental engineers. We need chemical engineers, we need mechanical engineers, we need all discipline to actually make environmental solutions. So that's why a lot of topics that you hear from in this class is not necessarily traditional engineering. Sometimes it could be also related to new topics. For instance, climate change or climate science. You have the students here on that. So because I'll miss seeing you in the class, so it's something that I really value, and that's very important for me as well when I um, when I want to let's say know more about you, or when I um, write letter of recommendations. So that's why these are my suggestions that you should do, because as you see, second half of this class by default is office hour, means I'll be answering any question you may have. So the way we'll do is that the first half will have theory as well as some example or quiz questions. We'll discuss that. And then the second half, I'll have lots of example questions related to homework. And those will be pre-recorded and will be recorded and shared with you. So my hope that you'll watch those recordings after this class and then do some example questions that I mentioned, and then come back to the next class and ask me those questions if you have any difficulties. So any questions on Monday, you can ask me on Wednesday class. Anything on Wednesday, you can ask actually the students on Friday discussion session. So that means there'll be a discussion session this Friday, um, because every Wednesday we'll finish one topics, and then on Friday, you'll have those questions Friday, Monday, and next Wednesday. You'll have those questions discussed in the discussion sessions. And those will help you solve those homework questions, as well as some example quiz questions. So again, I expect that you ask questions in the class, either um, by some kind of, either using the chat window or any other ways. But you can also ask questions related to about your career. That's beyond this class, not during the class, during office hour as well as any other time. And during office hour, you could also share your experience with me as a student. The reason I ask those questions is because when I write a letters for you, I can't just write how you do well in this class. I got to know more about you. So those will actually the experience I derive from, and I write letters from for that. Again, during office hour, I expect that you should turn on the video. During class, you may not, because I'm sharing the screen. And also we'll have campus where I'm still learning how to use it. The idea there is you can ask question and have discussion with your peers. So I'll learn about that and post it there. And very quickly, how this class will impact you. Number one, if you think of job prospect, because that's the most important thing, environmental engineering or science is one of the major job growth in future because of the type of works we do. But again, as you see, these are a percentage change. It's not very different from typical engineering, 5%. And this is the median pay, all that stuff that I wrote from the workforce website. If you want to see which different locations they are hiring environmental engineer or scientist, these are the map. As you can see, the bluer, the greenish it becomes, that means more higher. You can see California, Texas, New York, Pennsylvania. These are the places they hire more because they have issues related to environments they care about. In Texas, a lot of gas, oil extractions. So that means they will damage the environment, or they will learn how to manage it. So as you can see, you can get jobs in many different places. Then there are different types of job in the slides. You can look at those. The links are given. And one of the most important thing I value this class, as I said, this will give you ability for graduate school applications. Not only I write letters, I also try to give you research experience, particularly those people who are interested. So this is the pictures that shows that some of the CE 153 students taking more classes with me, CE 199, that's the research credit. You can actually enroll in research credit in your final year or third year. That way you can do research with any professors that you want, and you get a research credits. That's a credit requirement. And that's a very good way for you to actually get to know your professors, as well as them know you, so that they can write letters for you. As also, it helps you to see whether you really want to go to grad school or not. As I said, I really value students growing up in the sense that doing all the work in addition to just the taking classes, also publish. Something it helps a lot for the undergrad students. These are all the undergrad students you see that have published with me. Kami was the students in this class, and she ended up joining as a master student and also already published 2 publications from my lab. And you can go to the entire list in my website, which I gave earlier. These are the all undergrad students except Nishant. He was a master student, but every other students you see over here are these are all undergrad students. Okay, and Jamie was an undergrad student. Now she's a PhD student in my lab. So again, just this is just to show that if you're really interested, not just in this class, use your class opportunity to connect with professors, and maybe they will be your future research advisor. Take advantage of UCLA is a #1 research or #1 public university in research, as well as many other. So you should be able to take that advantage. And then I want to say that I take this class seriously, not just this class, every other class I teach. Some of the students actually won competitions. In the right side, 5 students from this class, they apply for this green street challenge or rainwater challenge, where you design these green infrastructures. And so I advise them, and they apply for this one in EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, and UCLA got first prize last year on design competitions. These are all on my website if you want to know. In fact, one of the students, Jamie, she got NSF graduate fellowship, which will pay for her entire PhD for at least 3 years. So as you see, I really invested in your career in different ways. And second thing is this class will help you if you take a FE exam, which is fundamental of engineering exams, which every engineer should take if you are looking for a job. And some other questions related to environmental engineering will be learned in this class. So I'll share those questions whenever there is a topic. Again, another thing is that there is a lot of misinformation that we have to fight every day. That's related to also related to environment, climate. So when you educate yourself, we'll be able to help not just yourself, but also other students, other friends, colleagues who may be a victim of misinformations. Because on internet there are a lot of stuff, it's conflicting messages. The only way to fight those is educate ourselves. Um, Again, another thing is I just very want to say that a lot of times as we grow old, we don't really take I would not say we become less courageous. It's just we become less adventurous. So we do not really take a stance the way we should. So a lot of times many of you take a stance, and that inspire me or inspire us. So I really love to see you not just not go out whatever you do, but I just want to tell you that whatever you feel strongly connected with, you are the voice of the future. So use your voice any other way possible. And again, this class is about environmental issues. You learn. The way to learn is by asking, learning, and informing. So we'll provide lots of handouts. Those are extra materials for your own interest, not necessarily relevant for this class if you are interested. But I'll tell you which handouts are basically for this class. Anything about textbook is handout that you should be reading, but not the entire chapters. I'll tell you which specific chapter sections to read. And I know that during COVID time, it's very difficult to buy textbooks. and all that are challenges. And so what I'll do is I'll share the PDF of the only portion that's relevant from the textbook. So if you have not bought the textbook, it's okay not to buy it, because I know that this is a financial stress for a lot of the students. If you bought it, it's a useful book to have, particularly if you are going for engineering. Again, just to reiterate, I invested in your career. So we have recently have sessions for how to apply for grad school. Some of the TAs, Vera and Jamie, they discussed with a lot of undergrad students. I know this question might be not relevant right now, but it might be relevant in next 2 or 3 years. Just know that these are resources available. I posted all the links. So go to those so that you start learning how to navigate your career from now on, so that you have a better chance when you graduate. All right, so I've been going around. Any questions before I go to syllabus and all that?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So you said that the first half, so the first hour you'll be lecturing, and then the second hours you'll be doing practice problems, right?
Yes.
And they'll be recorded. So can we attend the second half live, or do we have to? Is it just going to be like recording it?
So these are not live. The reason is there are lots of questions. I look for different questions, and I tend to spend a lot longer for every problem when it is live, because I try to blabber. That's something my mistake. But when it comes to pre-recorded, I exactly know what questions I record very quickly. So that's why, just to save you time, I record those, and it will be short snippets. So you'll know the questions, and then you can work out, and then you can watch that 2 minutes.
Oh, that's great. So you're going to
Thank you.
post this on CCLE?
There'll be YouTube and as well. If you do not have access to YouTube, then I'll put CCLE. CCLE is very messy that when you post videos. So I
Okay,
prefer
thank you.
YouTube channel. So any question you may have, always in the YouTube, always ask those questions at the bottom, because I'll share this recording on YouTube, not just CCLE. So during the recording, any times you have some difficulties, write those questions at the bottom as a comment. Then I'll either answer it right there, or I'll also post a new video explaining that thing that it's not explained well in this class. So this is a dynamic class. Everything that you don't understand during class, don't worry. Ask that question multiple way. Ask on YouTube, ask on Campusware, ask the TA, ask me. So there are multiple times you have that opportunity. Any other question? All right, so let me stop.